And welcome back. The following video will present two short exercises for the right hand. Pretty straightforward, but they are a challenge to execute, especially the one for the thumb. By now, you may be wondering why we have added another type of stroke. Why not stick with rest stroke? We're getting comfortable with it. And I'll offer the following explanation. When you're striking a melody, it's true that rest stroke will probably be the best choice. One, it's something you're comfortable with, and two, it produces probably the best tone that you can achieve, and three, it's great for emphasizing a particular series of notes. But when we're going from back and forth between strings, and we want the strings to ring over as an accord, like in this passage here, if I use rest stroke and I strike the second string with the index finger, when I strike the first string with the middle, it'll immediately stop the second string from ringing. Now there's no problem with that if, in fact, I want those notes to last only 2 beats. But in written music, sometimes it's the case that although it's not clearly marked that way, you can infer from the piece that the notes should be held over as an accord. So these series of notes, if they were being struck only lasting the value that are written, they'd sound like this. But if I want those notes to ring over, they would sound like this. And I can only accomplish that by using free stroke as opposed to rest stroke. So with the thumb lightly touching the third string, I'm going to assign the index finger the second string to strike and the middle finger the first. Initially, I would even just start with the thumb lightly touching the third string, the top knuckle of the right hand over string 2 and the middle finger's knuckle over string 1. Strike the second string with the index finger. Reach down, touch the tip of the finger, follow through past the adjacent string, and let the finger come back. Reach down, touch the string, follow through past the string adjacent to it, maybe as far as 2 string lengths, and then let the finger return back to its original position. Continue doing that, watching your right hand and getting comfortable with the extension, touch, follow through, and release of that index finger. And then after you feel comfortable with that, then go to the first string. Repeat the same process with the middle finger. Reach down with the middle finger, touch the first string, push straight across, let the finger come back. Reach down, touch the first string with the middle finger, follow through, pass 2 or 3 strings, and let the finger return. After you've gotten comfortable with each finger, the index and the middle, independently, then try oscillating back and forth between the second string, come back, and the first string. Striking first with the index, and then the middle. The movement and the way you execute this should be exact. Extend, touch, follow through, release. Extend, touch, follow through, and release. And try to get only the very tip of the index and middle finger. You can also do this with the middle and ring finger on the top 2 strings. Excellent. And the second exercise is the use of thumb stroke, a rest stroke on the 4th string. This is the note D, a new note for you. 4th string open. I'd encourage you to put the middle finger on the first string or the index finger on the second string and get the top knuckles over string 2 or string 1. Okay, with the hand in position, reach back with the thumb from the 3rd string to the 4th. Position the thumb on that string where the string is touching right at the middle of the finger or the middle of the nail. Push straight across until the thumb rests on the adjacent string, which would be string 3. After it arrives there, release the finger, let it kind of hover over string 4 until you repeat that again, striking the 4th string, touch, follow through, and release. Reach down, touch, follow through, and release. And trying to get exactly the same spot each time. Okay, practicing just a couple minutes a day doing this, maybe a few times during the day intermittently, will produce amazing results. And this is probably the most difficult and the most important part of our lessons thus far. Just last piece of information here, there's something else here that I have not used before, and it's tablature. Tablature is a legitimate form of notation for guitar. It predates the use of standard notation for a guitar. Most of the early music for guitar and the lute was written out in tablature. The difference in tablature from standard notation is these symbols represent an exact pitch that can be duplicated by any instrument. These circles represent where on the instrument you would play those notes. So this is more location. This is representing an exact pitch. Excellent. Hope this was helpful. We turn to the picture diagrams to be able to compare how your right hand is working compared to what your ideal is. And then when you do these exercises, take your time. Make the exercises serve you to improve your technique. There's lots of great things that you'll be able to do soon, as soon as we are able to establish a little bit more versatile technique in respects to using the thumb and using free stroke on the treble strings.